Hey everyone, and welcome to Brick Talk TV Live, and welcome to our second stream for the Rivendell set. We started last week and we worked our way through bags 1 to 10, so we're up to bag number 10 today. And as you can see, last week we built this first section. Over here we've got the nice roof already in place, we've got the statues out the front there as well, and then if we spin round in here we've got the bed where Bilbo Baggins sleeps with his desk for writing his book. And we also got last week 3 minifigures, so we got Frodo himself, also got Bilbo Baggins, and we've got Samwise as well last week. So we've got 3 minifigures already. In bag 10 we're actually going to be adding to this structure and building the tower that sits up here, and hopefully we'll get through to the second book, which will build the other end of Rivendell, and we'll get to that later on. Hopefully we'll stream for a few hours today. It's quite warm in the UK today. It's about 30 degrees, so it's quite warm up here in the attic today, but we'll see how far we get. And welcome Brandon, welcome to the stream. Sorry to hear you've got a terrible cold, hope you're doing alright. Welcome Alexander, welcome to the stream. So let's go into zoom mode. I'll crack open bag number 10 and we'll crack on with the tower. Okay. We had our LEGO play day this week at work. We all got to play on Friday, and as a result I have slightly lost my voice. So apologies if my voice is not as good as it normally is. Probably had too much fun. There was about 50 bags in this set, so we're about a fifth of the way through. So it's going to be a few more streams for this before we get it completed. And to kick us off today, we start with a 2x3 brick. And we're going to stick a 1x2 tile slap bang in the middle. Then we're going to get a masonry brick 1x2 and a regular 1x1 brick as well. I'm going to stick the 1x1 this side, masonry brick this side. This is the foundation for the tower that's going to be added to what we've already got. Then we have got a 1x1 plate and a downward facing bracket. 1x1 goes on the 1x1 brick, then the downward facing bracket goes on top of our masonry brick. Then we're going to get some dark bluish grey, so we've got an upward facing bracket and a 1x1 plate again that goes on our previous 1x1 plate, and our bracket goes on the other bracket. It's got something like this forming at the moment. Then we get a little 1x3 archway. And we get 2 1x1 round plates in dark bluish grey. Snap them together, and they're going to go. It's going to go onto our upward facing bracket. Well, get it right in a minute. And then our arch is going to go on the other side behind, like so. Then we're going to stick a 1x3 jumper tile on top of our archway. And onto those studs we're going to stick a 1x2 tile, like so. Then we're going to get a 1x4 semicircle brick, one of these, and we're also going to get, I can't quite see it, a couple of hinge pieces. And then we're going to add the semicircle piece onto these brackets, and then the arches, sorry, the hinges, should I say, go next to it like that, just like that. No, Brandon, just 1 cup of coffee on the on that day. Didn't go too mad with it. Then we've got an inverted curve. We've got a, find them, a couple of inserts for our hinge pieces. And then we've got a little roof triangle brick piece as well. We're going to stick the little, what I call the roof piece, on top of the inverted arch here, and we're going to stick then our hinge pieces into the bottom of that, so it looks something like this. Then we're going to clip this way round into our hinge pieces. And then we're going to bend it like this, create an angle for our tower. Then with that in place, we're actually going to bring back in the set, and this is going to connect here, what we've just built. So we've got these 3 studs here, that's going to pop this into there, and then we've created the connection between the roof and the tower. So then from a sideways angle, so you can see we've got another window there, but it's also then cutting in nicely into the roof. So we've done that side. I think we do the same now, but for the other side of the tower. So again, we start with a 2x3, stick our 1x2 tile in the middle. Then we do the opposite, so our 1x1 brick goes on this side, masonry brick on the other. Then we've got a downward facing bracket somewhere, anywhere, there it is, and a 1x1 plate on the other side. Then we get our dark bluish grey pieces. So we need a plate and we need an upward facing bracket. Then we get a couple of 1x1 round plates, stick them together. Stick these in the back of the bracket, and then we get our 1x3 archway again. And then we're going to connect that at the back for the window. Then we stick our jumper tile on, our 1x3 jumper tile on top of the archway. Stick a 1x2 tile onto that. Then with that in place on our brackets again, we're going to stick our hinge pieces. Hey Greg, welcome to the stream, hope you're well. There's the other hinge piece. And then we get a 1x4 semicircle brick. If I can find it. It's probably hiding from me somewhere. There it is. Stack that onto the bracket again. Then we get our inverted curve piece. We then get our other hinge pieces as well, a couple of these, and our little roof piece, the little triangle piece. There it is. So we're going to stick the little triangle piece on top of our inverted arch, and again with the hinge pieces, stick these into the bottom like that, and then this is going to clip into our other hinge pieces. Bend that in, bring it back in the tower, then this piece goes on the opposite side, hopefully. A little bit of a struggle. So you can see how this is now forming the tower at the base. Then again on the side, we've got that fitted in there. Probably a bit of pushing down to get that a bit more snug. So we've now got the window on this piece, and this nicely connects in to the roof. Nice little technique. Then with this in place, spin it around the other way, follow the instructions. We're going to get a longer arch piece, so a 1x8 arch and a couple 1x1 round plates. They're going to go on top of our arch, each end like this, and then our archway goes in from this stud here over to the other side, hopefully. So that just goes across there. Then with that done, we get 3 1x3 jumper tiles. We're going to stick one here on the front to cover these studs up, and then the others go on this side and on this side. hopefully. It's a little bit flimsy still, this bit, as the structure's forming. Next up we get a 1x2 tile, and we get two larger macaroni tiles, two of these. And we stick the 1x2 tile onto this jumper to match the other two on this side, and then our macaronis are going to connect to these jumpers here, just to, again, this gives it more structure now, so these things aren't moving around. So now these walls are nice and secure. So that's that base bit done. So we'll move this to the side, and we're going to build now the main sort of base of the tower, if you like. So for that we're going to get one of these curved plates, 8 long. We're going to get a 2x3, just connect it on 4 studs like so, with 2 studs overhanging. Then we get another circle plate to complete the circle, and to connect them two together we get a 2x2 brick in pink. One of a pink brick that goes in like that, and then we're going to copy this pattern of these 2x3s. We get 3 more of them, and we're just going to add them like a clock at midday, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 and 9. Then we put that to the side a moment. We're going to get some downward facing brackets, the larger ones. We need 4 of these, because these are going to go onto our black bricks, the 2x3s that we just added. Where's the 4th one? There's the 4th one. And then onto the front of these we're going to put a pattern that will be shown on the outside. So we get some smaller macaroni tiles like this, create a half circle on all of them. Do one more. Then in the middle of that half circle now, to fill in this gap, we've got one of these pieces here, so a half circle with a stud in the middle. That goes in, and then onto that stud in the middle we're going to add a quarter tile. I can line it up fairly straight to create a pattern like this. I'm just going to repeat that now on the other 3. So just add some architectural details to the tower. Yeah, one more. Now with those done, we're just going to add them to the ends of each of these black bricks, as I said. They just connect like this all the way around. Like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get 8 1x1 Technic bricks with the cross connection in. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And they're going to go in the middle here diagonally in pairs, so roughly like that. Probably move it about a little bit to align it shortly. So there we go, we've got that all set up like that now. Then I'll just push that to the side. Now we're going to build 4 of the bits that are going to go basically in the gaps. So for those we're going to get smaller brackets. We're going to connect them together with a Technic brick 1x2 with a cross connection, and we'll just stick the one stud overlap there to connect the 2 brackets together. So we're going to do that now. So we've got one for each 4 gaps we've got. And one more bracket. What's the last one you can't find? Where is it? Here it is. So on the front we've now created what we did earlier with the one piece. Then what we're going to do is on these studs that are left over, we're going to add some 1x1 round bricks onto the end of each. Hopefully none of them have rolled off the table. There we go. And now what we're going to do is we're going to get some 1x4 tan tiles, 4 of these, and they're going to run across the top of these pieces we've just added together. Then we get a 4-length axle or rod piece and fit that into the Technic brick as far as it will go. What's going to connect it to the main structure. Then with that done round the front, we've got to repeat that pattern that we did earlier. So we get some macaroni tiles, do a half circle, fill in our centre, and then we've got a little quarter tile to make that pattern. We've just got to repeat that now. Another 3. And once more. So now they're all done. We've been back in the structure we made. We're now going to thread these through the 1x1s that we put in place with the Technic connection. Seem to fit fairly well, and that gives us this appearance of a round, almost round base. Then with that done, we get another set of circle plates. We're going to stick these in the middle onto the black bricks, just like that. And then with that done, we get these large sand green pieces. These are going to go on top. I think roughly like this. Is it like that? No, that's not right. Didn't feel like it was right. Let's take these off again. So it goes on like that, I think. This is better. So we made a big green donut, so it looks like this around the edge. Then with that in place, again we get some more round plates. We're going to add these to the studs on top of our sand green pieces to create a little bit of a dome. And then in the middle here, we're going to get two 2x2 bricks in white. Going to stick them on top of each other in the middle like that. Then around those, we're going to get these modified 2x2s with 2 studs showing. So we get 8 of these. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and these are going to fit in pairs like this. All the way around. Then I'll put that to the side because the next thing we're going to build 4 of these things again, so we get 4 2x2 round plates in white. Then we're going to add these curved pieces, 2 of them, on top of these plates. So need to do this 4 times. Like this. Ah, cool, Brandon. Whereabouts are they in Ireland? Do you know? I've been to Ireland since about 1992. 91. It's been a while. So just going to add these curved pieces on. Then with that in place, what we're going to do is we're going to get these 1x2 by 1 1/3 with the 2 studs on, and then we're going to connect 2 of these to the back of what we've just built to make this. Do that for each of our 4 structures. Ah, nice, I've not been to Dublin before. It's on my list of places. So with those created, we bring this back in, and these are going to go on the 4 studs that we now have based on our modified plates that we stuck on earlier. So we stick these all the way around to create something that looks like this. Then with that in place, we then get a 2x4 plate. We're going to stick that on here. Then we've got a 4x6 that goes across, and then another 2x4 goes across there. Create something like this. Then in these gaps here with this 1 stud, we're going to get some more 1x1 round bricks and plates, and stick the plate in the middle between 2 of these to create little columns like this. And that's going to go in there. So we've got 4 of these in total into each our corners. And 1 more. It goes in that corner. So that's what we've sort of got there now. Then I think the last thing in this bag is we're going to add 4 larger macaroni tiles. And they're going to go around the edge now, connecting to those little columns that we just created all the way around. So we have something like this, and that's the end of bag 10. Of course, it's not the end of the tower, but we can now place this to our space here. Hopefully that's going to fit on just like that. So our tower is getting taller like this now. Looking quite good. So then we'll open up bag 11 now, just to continue up the tower further up. This will do the nice pointy roof at the top of this tower. I think this is the tallest part of the set, I think. I hope so, because where I want to display it, I've got a sloped roof, so. So to start this bag off, we get a 4x4 plate. We then get a lime green 2x2 with studs on the side. We're going to get another 3 of these, but we'll start with this one facing this way. Then this one goes this way. Then one goes this way, and one goes that way. Then we're going to stick a 2x2 round plate in the middle of all of those, and then we get 4 1x1 round plates in dark bluish grey and fit them into the gaps that we have all the way around. Yeah, like that. Then we're going to get 4 corner tiles in light bluish grey, so these ones, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and they're going to connect to make a cross pattern in the middle like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get 4 1x2 plates in sand green. And 4. And then these are going to fit into the, just below where the tiles are here. That was Pac-Man winning, is it, Brandon? Last time I checked, it was the Tower of Orthanc that was winning on the poll for the next stream. It's a good reminder though for people, if you haven't voted on what we stream next, head over to the community tab and cast your vote. So now we've added these plates all the way around, we're going to put 4 columns now onto these 4 studs in each corner, and they're going to be made up of 1x1 round brick and a plate and another brick. But this time at either end we're going to add in these 1x1s in black with studs on the side. They go top and tail of our column, and then on top one we're going to get one of our 1x1 squished bricks. It's just going to go in the top like that. So we're going to do 3 more of these. And a squish brick on top. So our second one. Third one and our last one. Brick. So there's our 4 columns, so they're going to go, as I said, in each corner here. Make something that looks like this. Then on top we're going to get another 4x4 plate and connect these together, hopefully without snapping any. Build a structure like this. Then on top here we're going to get 4 2x2 white plates. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to connect them with 2 studs, so there's a slight overlap here, here and here. And in the gaps we're going to, in the corners, we'll stick some 1x1 round plates again. Then we're going to get some 2x4 bricks in light bluish grey. They're going to go across the top like this. Then onto those we're going to add 4 1x2 with studs on the side in this lime green colour. Again, just add these on each side. And then in the corners here we're going to add some more of these black 1x1 bricks with studs on two sides. We're going to each corner. Like this, and then to top this structure off at the top, we get these sand green sloped corner bricks to make a roof. So you can see the top of the tower starting to form there. Next up, we're going to put, where these studs are, we're going to put some sand green tiles on. So first off, we'll need 4 1x2 jumper tiles. And we'll need 8 1x4 sand green tiles. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what they're going to do is the jumper tile is going to go at the top here on this lime green, and then down the side here we're going to add our 1x4s, connected only with one stud there. And we'll repeat that on each side. Just like that. So now we've got those tiles on. Then we're going to put this to the side, and we're going to build 4 structures now to add, to give us a bit more of like masonry look to the bricks. So we start with a 1x4 plate. We need 4 of these. Onto those we're going to add a 1x6 plate. Now have a 2 stud overhang there at the end. Into the 2 stud overhang we're going to add one of these sloped bricks with a 1 stud show, and also a regular 1x1 round plate goes at the end, and this goes in next. Let's just do that to all the others. That's all done. Next up, on the top we're going to add these inverted curved pieces here. So I need 4 of these. They're going to go on the 2 studs there with an overhang, and then into that gap there we're going to add one of our squished bricks to help level it off. So let's do that on the others. Last one. Then with that done, on the top we're going to add a 1x1 tile, and then we're going to add a downward sloped piece. One of these bricks. We're going to add that to the end, like that. Just repeat that to the others. Hey William, welcome to the stream. Good build so far. Got some interesting techniques for the tower and some of the archways that I've built. So check out last week's stream as well if you want to see some of the other parts. But some really cool techniques so far. Then with that done, just to finish off this, on the last studs we're going to add all a 1x1 tile. So you can see how this is adding some architectural sort of brickwork, masonry work to our tower. Now with those 4 all complete, we bring back in our piece here, and we're going to add that to this side of our tower. So it looks like this on each of the corners. Then we put that to the side, and again we repeat the process but for the other side now, so it's all 1x4s and 1x6s snapped together. A slightly different pattern though, I think, for this side. I've already made a mistake. Go one stud in both sides for this one. Reading the arrows properly. Just use a brick separator really. Then on each of the stud gaps we've got at each end, we're going to use these 1x2 slopes and a stud showing to go into each end. There was the last one. There it is. So that one goes in. Then with that in place, we're going to get some more of these downward sloped bricks. So 2 of these and a 1x1 tile, and we'll stick one in there, then our tile in, and again our steep slope to create something like that. Do that to the other 3 first. Then with that done, what we're going to do is we're going to add our inverted slope pieces again. 4 of these. These are going to add to the ends. 2 studs that are left. And again, we're going to add now a squished brick into this area here to level it off. There we go, so those are all in place. Now if we bring back in our tower piece, this is then going to intertwine. You can see how these then fit together to create this masonry effect, which is cool. Come on that side. On that side, and our last one goes on that side. So you can see how all the masonry details now are connected. Oh, this one's not connected quite well. That's it. All intertwined with each other, which is a lovely little effect. Then we're going to put something in the bottom here to give us a little like handrail. Each of these, and to do the 4 handrails we get a 1x2 with studs on the side like this. Into these studs we're going to stick some white telescope pieces, and on top of that we'll stick a 1x2 white tile like that. So you can see how that's creating a handrail. Just need to do that on the others. And then what we do is, where we've got these studs exposed here in the sand green, we just stick these, hopefully, in the middle to give us a little rail. Do that in each of the sides. And the last one. There we go. So we've got the handrails in each gap. Then to cover this up, we'll get one of these curved bricks, and we're going to add some 1x1 round plates into each end. Add that there. And our last one. So these are going to go over these bricks here now, so I'm just going to connect that on top there. Same there. There and there, so now it looks like that. Next up, the top bit, so we need to do a bit of a roof around here to make it a little more interesting. And so for that we've got these slightly more shallow mud guards. It's got 4 of those. Those just go straight onto the white plates here to start us off. There's a note in the instructions actually as well. And it says the green element used as the top of this window arch was originally developed as a wheel arch for a car. So yeah, you can see it's a mudguard or wheel arch. So that's that bit. Now we're going to add some more detail. So we're going to build 4 of these next elements. So we get these sand green 1x1s with 2 studs on, and we're going to stick them onto a squished 1x1 brick like this. Just like that. And then we're going to get some 1x2 plates, and then we're going to get 2 of these curved bricks, stick them in pairs and with the plate like this. Got quite a few of these for the sort of pointed roof this is going to make. And then we connect these, I think, that, so like that, looks like that to give us a bit of a pointy roof. So we'll do that again. And one more. So with these pointy type roofs, what we're going to do is bring this back in, and these are going to sit now up here into our jumper tiles to give us a bit of a pointier looking roof. One thing I didn't do yet was also stick a 1x1 handle plate onto that stud at the front. So we'll just do that for the others first. these all the way round. So you can see got some pointy parts of the roof now above that, but we're not finished yet. We're then going to add this pointy piece to finish off the top of the roof, and on top of that is going to be a gold 1x1 round, and then we'll stick a spear piece just in the top to finish that off. Then with that done, back in our tower, and we can just stick that on top. So I'll just go to the wide camera. So you can see, just lift it up a little bit. So it's kind of how far the tower's gone now, so it's pretty cool. It's a bit of detail. And it fits in nicely into the roof as well, I think. So that's the end of that bag, and also this book. So now we're going to go onto our second book, and we'll do this side of the set now. So we're missing out the main part in the middle, and we'll jump into this side, I think, where we'll have some rivers, some bridges. This is where the scene of, I can't remember now, was it Aragorn, I think, who's laying out in this kind of area. So let's get the next book. Again, it's a smaller book. You can see we're focused on this part of the set next. And you can see there's a little bit here around. This is the river and the forge and the armory. So Bilbo and Frodo reunite in the gazebo as council invitees arrive. They store their battle gear in the armory by the forge. Arwen and Aragorn meet secretly before the Fellowship departs on its treacherous journeys. That's what the gazebo is showing. And then in here we're going to get Arwen. So she's appearing in that elvish gown, complete with even star pendant. She gives to Aragorn in the Fellowship of the Rings. And then we've also got Gimli, who's one of my favourite characters actually, who wears a decorative battle helmet while wielding his brand new axes. Gimli has been designed so he's taller than a hobbit but shorter than an elf. And you can see the build experience that we can expect in this bag. So in this set. So bags 12 to 15, we're going to be building the base here in the river. 16 to 19, we're going to have some foliage with some trees and building up the bridge. And then bags 20 to 22, we'll be doing the gazebo and finishing off details a bit more. So let's just crack on with the next set. We also need bags 12 to 13 to kick us off, and we need a 16 by 16 plate from the oversized bag. So get a dark tan 16 by 16 plate, and then we get bags 12 to 13, 12 and 13 now. We have a minifigure as well. I think I've read somewhere who this minifigure is, but I can't recall it now. I think it might be Gimli's dad. But I might be wrong. So our minifigure has dark bluish grey legs and this light grey top with like a vest printed on the back and the front. He has a big white beard, massive white beard, one printed facial expression, looking like an older gentleman, and then some white flowing hair. I'm pretty sure this is Gimli's father, but again I could be mistaken. So that's our next minifigure. So you can see he is, as they say, he's bigger than a hobbit, just about. He's going to be shorter than a proper size, human-sized person. So put the oversized piece away to start with, and we're going to kick off with a 6x6 plate. We're going to stick a 2x4 dark tan plate up here, or brick, sorry, and we're going to stick a lime green 1x1 round just on the plate there. Then we're going to have an olive coloured sloped brick and a wedge plate. See it? There it is. So we're going to stick the olive green next to the lime, and then we're going to add this piece in here to give us an angle. Then we get a 2x2 dark tan brick that's going to go on the end there. Then we get a dark green 2x8, connect one stud there, and then we also have a dark tan piece, just a bit of angle. There's a little note here, it says, in the model we use dozens of left and right elements to build up an organic looking landscape. We made sure to include an equal number of each shape. See if you can find where they're all hidden. It's a side game if you want to play it. You also get a white 1x8 brick that's just going to run along there. Next up we need quite a few bricks. So we've got a 2x8 in black. We have a leaf piece. We have an olive 1x2 brick. We have a wedge brick, a 2x2 in dark tan, and I've missed a slope brick somewhere. 1x3 sloped brick. And what we do is we put our wedge brick in here, then we have a 2x2, then we get a 1x3 slope brick. We stick a little leaf in there, and a 1x2 here, and then our 2x8 is going to go right across that side. Then we get some more plates, so we have a large wedge here and a 4x6. Stick our wedge in to our overlap here, and our 4x6 just in there. Then we're going to add some more detail here, so we get a couple of plants in bright green. We have a 1x1 and a 1x2 slope in olive. Where's the 1x1? And then we have a larger sloped dark tan piece here. So we put the flower on our olive brick here, and also over here on our 2x2. That's where our slope brick goes, and our 1x1. And then the bigger slope brick goes down on our leaf here to make sure our leaf is connected. Then we're going to build out this section. So for this we're going to need two of these 2x4 in light blue, and a 2x8, 1x8, of these wedge bricks, 2x2 blue brick rounds, 1x2 slope and a 1x2 brick. And we're going to stick the slope brick here, and our wedge bricks next to each other across this angle piece, and our 1x8 brick goes across, and our 2x2 round goes in here. 2x4s go in right angle to each other, and then our 2x8, look at that one, where did that one go? And our 1x2 just slips in that gap there. Let's put that to the side. We'll then get a wedge piece, the right one, get a 2x2 brick, then add the opposite wedge on the other side. Then we're going to stick a wedge brick here. Then there's a 1x4 olive brick. It's going to go across this side. And we have a sloped brick 1x2 on this side. 1x2 there, and then we have another wedge brick going on there. Then we'll add some slope bricks, one there, one at the front, one over here. Then to the side here we're going to add the 2x4. And if we bring this back in, this is now going to connect down this side here. Then we're going to spin round and we're going to start working on this side. And for this we need a 2x3 in blue. We're going to add 2x2 rounds to the top and the bottom of this plate. Hopefully. That's then going to connect over here. Then we have a 1x4 brick, goes next to it. Then we get our 16x16 plate. I'm going to add that to fill in this big gap. And then we've got 3 2x8 bricks, a couple of 1x6 bricks, and a 1x2 and a 2x3. And to kick us off, we stick a 2x8 from these two studs across to our 16x16 plate. We'll add our two 1x6s next to each other down this side. Our 2x3 then goes between these. Then we have another 2x8 going right across here. 1x2 goes on here, and our other 2x8 fills up across there. Next up then we're going to build this section here, and we need a double jumper tile. We've got a 2x2 in blue. Got 3 of these wedge plates. A couple of lime green 1x1 rounds. We've got a 2x2 tile. And then a couple of medium orange 1x1 round tiles. First off, our jumper goes in the corner here, and we get our 2x2. Then we get a tile, and our lime green piece goes in the corner there, and we add our first wedge plate there, another one there, last one here. The lime green, dark orange goes in there. Then we've got an A plate in this blue colour, 2x6, 2x4, couple of corner bricks, couple of modified 2x2s with 2 studs showing, and then 4 2x2 tiles. Let's work out this section here. So we start with a corner brick and a 2x6. Do the same over this side. A 2x4 goes on. Then in front of these we stick a 2x2, then a modified 2x2, then a 2x2 tile, and the same on this side. Our A-frame then fits on this jumper over there in the corner. Next up we need a medium nugget 1x4. We've got a couple of jumper tiles in reddish brown, a couple of triangle tiles, these cutaway ones, 4 of these, then a couple of 2x2 tiles. So our 1x4 firstly goes on the A plate up in this corner. Our jumper tiles go on our modified tiles here on this side. Then we're going to cover up using the tiles, these studs here in the centre. Like that. Then we get another blue 2x3, a couple again of the 2x2 rounds, and 3 1x3 plates. We do the same with the blue plate that we did earlier and add the white 2x2s top and bottom. We're then going to run a 1x3 plate, then stick in our blue plate, then a couple of more 1x3s along the edge. Then with that done, we're going to rotate round and we're going to cover the top of this now with some plates, the medium nugget. So we've got 2 of these 6x8s, 2 of these wedge pieces. We've got a 1x4, 2x4, a couple of 2x6s, and a couple of larger wedges here, as well as a couple of light bluish grey tiles, these cutaway ones. So to start us off, we'll start with these smaller wedge plates and cut across by this flower here, then a 1x4 goes across, then one of our 6x8 plates, and we've got a 2x4. Hang on, I think I've gone a stud too far. I need to move one stud over for these plates. Try that again. Then we've got another 2x6 in here, 6x4 goes in across here, then our wedge plate there, we also have another wedge plate goes in here, and then some grey tiles go in into that place there. Then we've got 2 dark orange 1x1 rounds, plants, a couple of leaves, make a mushroom, so we have a sand green piece here and a cone here which is actually glow in the dark, as it says. So our first leaf goes on here, then we're going to add a flower to the leaf. It's going to go on down here, glow in the dark mushroom, fit into the gap stud there, then our 2 tiles they go on here and here like that. Then we're going to get a 2x4 Technic brick with the holes in it, a 1x4, 1x2, got a round 2x2 hole tile in it, and we've got some dark orange macaroni tiles, 4 of these to make a circle. We also have 4 water tiles, dark bluish grey, a couple of 1x1 tiles in dark bluish grey, a couple of squish bricks, and another leaf. And we start off with our 2x4. We're going to add our tile with a hole in the middle of it. We'll then add macaroni around that. Then we can add a 1x2 plate and our 1x4 plate to the macaroni. We'll complete the circle, the macaroni tile, and we'll add flour to this corner over here. That's going to go over in this gap that we've got. Just push that into place there. Then onto each of the squished bricks we add our 1x1 tile. It's going to go on, actually I think it's going on to here. Put our quarter tiles on, making a pattern. Add those on to that. Put that to the side at the moment. Add another sort of edge of foliage. So we get a 2x4 plate. Going to stick a olive green 1x2 in the middle. 2x8 in dark green. We bring in a wedge. Another 2x. These underneath. Then we get a large plate here, stick a 1x4 one stud overhang like this. It's going to connect on top. Then we're going to add the 1x2 with a hole in it and a connected piece there onto the ends. Also then add, how's that? Now 2x8 and then a corner plate down there. Then have a sloped brick, 1x1 brick, another 1x4, 1x3 leaf, that's not quite right here. Let's have a look. These need to move down a stud. Like that. Then we stick our 1x4 across. We have our 1x1 on the ends. Then a sloped piece, 1x3 at the back here. Then our leaf just goes in to that side there, like so. Then we have a wedge piece, larger slope piece, a couple of smaller slope pieces and some 1x2. Add the larger slope onto the top here. Then we have a 1x2, another slope piece onto the plant here. Then we've got a wedge and a 1x2 slope. Then we get 2x4, add that onto the ends. This then connects over here, sticking outwards like so. Then we add this longer plate across here to cover all of these plates up. That's the end of bag 13, so we've got sort of a base ready to go there. So bag 14 We'll also need an oversized piece, maybe this is for some of the water. We're going to start doing the waterfall and the water now. We've got some trans blue pieces as well in this section. So now we need a 3x3 plate. We're going to add a 1x2 white plate just in the top here. Then we get a long grey plate, connect that across there. We're going to add another one of these Technic bricks with the hole and the plate. That's just going to connect onto the end. And then across the length of this, we're going to get 5 2x2 modified studs on the side. Ooh. Ooh, drop one. Where did that go? So 5 of these. There it is. I'm going to add these all the way the long length of this plate that sticks out here. Then across the top we're going to add this plate here. Then on one of these side pieces here we're going to get a 1x1 plate and a half circle piece here and an actual half circle brick. We're going to add the plate and this tile together. We're going to go second to the ends. Then we've got our semicircle brick there that goes on. Then on the side here we're going to add this wedge piece. We've got a semicircle brick, a 1x1 plate, semicircle tile, semicircle brick, a 1x1 plate, and a semicircle tile all the way across like this. And on the end here we're going to add a wedge brick, and into the base of the wedge brick we'll add a wedge plate. It's the wrong side, that goes in like that, and that goes into the bottom like that. And with that done, this is going to connect with this side. It connects on this side by one stud onto that blue section. And we'll slide that out again. Next up we're going to get a 2x4 brick. We're going to add the medium nugget 1x4 down one side. And then we get these teal coloured 2x8, stick those two together, 2x8 in the middle there, and also a trans blue 1x2 plate into that section. Bring this back in, and then this connects the two parts sticking out together in the middle across there like that. Then we're going to add another row of plates, slide that out, get another 2x8, and add a trans blue 1x1 plate into the top corner, and a 1x4 tile, 2 of those, and a 1x1, 1x4 again. Add another plate, tile, and a 1x2 and a semicircle brick, just like that. Bring this back in. This then goes across the next part and push that to the side. Then we get our oversized plate in here, which is going to then form the rest, I guess. So start off with, we get a 1x1 plate, trans blue, and a 1x4 tile. Then we get an olive green 1x2 brick, and again we have our semicircle white brick. Then we get a 1x2 plate and a 1x1 plate and a 1x4 tile, a 1x2 plate. Then we do our next row, which is a 1x4 tile, a 2 plate, another 1x4 tile, ends in a 1x1 plate, semicircle brick, 1x1 plate. Then we put another semicircle brick on top of that 1x1 plate. Ooh. Something like this. Next row is a 1x4 tile and another one, 1x1 plate and a 1x4 tile. Then we've got a 1x2 plate, a couple of 1x4s, by 2 semicircle brick and a 2x2 tile in white. Then we've got a 1x1 plate, 1x2, a couple of 1x4 tiles, 1x2 plates. Then we get a 1x1 plate, by 4 tile, 1x2 plates, 1x4, and then finish off with a 1x1 plate. So sort of river going there. We then add this into our big gap that we've got here. It's a bit like Ninjago with the water. Then for this next bit we need a couple of these curved bricks. We also need a couple of these semicircle tiles, a 1x1 olive brick, sloped brick, a couple of trans blue cheese wedges, and a 1x2 plate. You get the 1x2 plate, stick a cheese wedge on it, stick our 1x1 brick next to it, and then I'll slope onto that. This goes next to this end. We then get our curved bricks and our semicircle bricks. One goes in here. This is creating the illusion of a waterfall, I think. The other one goes on this side. So just added these in there. Then we need a white 1x2, another curved brick, another steep sloped brick, 3 cheese wedges, and a couple of 1x1 plates, stay between the instructions, but also need these semicircle bricks. This 1x2 goes in next. Then we get our 1x1 and a cheese wedge that goes in next. Then we've got our slope brick, another 1x1. So there, curved brick and a semicircle. Just goes in the end just to finish off that look of a waterfall. Then we get another 2x2 tile in white, and we need 3 olive green 1x2 bricks. We're going to stick the 2 olive green bricks in here, one after it, and then our tile goes at the end there. Next up, we're going to work down the edge here, so we get a 2x8, a couple of 2x4 bricks, we've got a flower and a leaf as well, and a leaf go together. And they're just in front of the olive 1x2s we just added, and our 2x8 goes on and a 2x4, and we add another one on top there. And we're going to add some sort of rocky looking pieces, so we've got a slope brick, a wedge, 2x2, and then 3 of these wedge bricks. We're going to add 2x2 brick onto here with a single slope there, but that does not compute. Let's stick that one there. I'm missing a brick. Am I missing a brick? One of these bricks here, put the 1x3 on top. Another rock brick here, and another one here, and we'll also add another flower piece just on to the rock there. Then with that done, we're going to just put that to the side and make the sort of waterfall piece, I think now. So we start with a 2x2 modified. Let's stick a dark green upward facing bracket piece. Add our olive 1x2 plates. Then we've got 2 1x1 with clips on. Put those two together, and then we'll clip on one of these pieces. On the front we'll add a white sloped piece, and a larger curved piece on the other side, and then we'll add a semicircle tile again. First sort of waterfall piece. That's going to stick over this side. See how it's creating that waterfall look. And next to that, over here, we're going to fill it in with a 3x3 plate. We'll get a 1x2 cheese wedge there. Stick a 1x1 into the back there. And another semicircle brick on top. Then we add another semicircle brick just in front, and another rock type piece in there. That's then going to go in this gap over this side. And we do another waterfall piece, so again modified piece, green outward facing bracket, lift plate, 1x1s there, and we're going to add a 1x1 plate this time to our curved pieces. And the larger curve and a semicircle. Go on the other side. There's our waterfall effect on there, and that's going to go in front of this tile and over this side. So our waterfall's starting to take shape. We'll do another one. This time though we get two 2x3 plates together, stick them together, then we get our modified 2x2 and our bracket. Plate goes on and our clips. There's the base of our waterfall there, and this one can go on this side. Gives us a bit more waterfall fall in there. Then that's it for the waterfall for now. Spin it round and then build the background section up across here. And for that we've got some dark green sloped bricks. And a 1x4 brick slope on it, goes just the back, just the back, just there like that. Just build that up across the back. Also while we're here, we're going to stick a frog. Also there's a frog to go in the back, and we've got some mushrooms as well. Again, some glow in the dark pieces here. Large mushroom, and also some smaller mushrooms with just a 1x1 round on, growing at the back of the waterfall. So then added those bits of detail there behind the waterfall. That's the end of bag 14. Move on to bag 15. This time I'm going to build this section out here a little bit more. So for that we need a 1x8 in yellow. We've got a 1x6 arch piece, a couple of 1x6 dark tan, 2x4, a couple of olive green 1x2s, and a line 1x1 round. And so 1x6 across here, 1x2 goes in here and here, then we stick a 2x4 in, 1x6 in across there, our line brick goes in there, and then 1x8 and then an archway goes across like that. Again, building up a bit more on this side. In this section we need a 1x4 slope brick, smaller slope brick. One green 1x1, Erling brick, 1x6 brick, inverted slope brick, 1x4, 1x2 and a couple of 1x1s. So our 1x1 goes in here to start with. It doesn't, it goes on top of here. Then we have our 1x6. Stick an Erling brick and we'll stick our tile on. That's going to go here facing inwards. Then we need a larger arch piece. We also have a quarter circle plate, another couple of lime 1x1 round bricks, a couple of wedge plates, 1x2 in teal, the large arch piece goes above our yellow brick that we stuck in earlier. Then we stack these 1x1 rounds on top of each other and stick that next to it. Then these two wedge plates go together and we add the teal 1x2 underneath. And then our quarter circle plate goes in there. Then we need another 1x4, a couple of 1x1x3s, olive cheese wedge, 1x1 plate and a 1x2 plate. Add the plates on here. Another 1x4 goes on over this side. Then our taller 1x1s, one goes in there. Another, just the wrong way round. Just get that the right way round. Goes behind that there. Then we need a large macaroni tile. We've got a red 2x2 round tile, 1x2 and a 1x1. Rock piece 1x2. Going to follow the macaroni around this curved plate here, and the red tile goes at the back. 1x2 there, 1x1 there. And then we'll add these bricks in just across to finish that off. Then we put that to the side. I think we're sort of building a bit of a staircase next. So we get a 1x4 plate, another 1x1x3 goes on the ends. Then it's another 1x4 plates that we connect on top of here. Add a 1x1 underneath to level it off. Then we get one of these large curved bricks, start of our staircase. Into the bottom there we get a 1x2 and a 1x1 by 1 1/3. Add this into the bottom row of studs. This then will connect at the back here. See at the start of the staircase starts to form there. Then into that we stick another semicircle brick for the next set of steps as we go up, and we also get 2 sloped bricks then next to it there like that. And for a few more steps to add on, smash that up. Start with a 1x2 plate, stick a 1x1 on top. Then we have a curved brick somewhere. Gonna add there. Then we're going to stick another 1x1 plate on top. Then a tile. Top of that. Then we have a sloped brick there. Then we get another 1x2 by 3rd, and we're going to add that to it like that. What did I miss there? No, I missed. Take that off. Then have a larger curved piece. Then we stick our tile on. So we've got the last few steps there. I'm going to add that to the top. There, I think. So you can see the steps now going all the way up. And we're going to enclose this back section here. For that we've got these. Stick 2 of these pieces together. Then we're going to add an Erling brick and an olive cheese wedge. Goes in there, and then that's going to stick at the back on there. And spinning this round, fill in this gap this side. For that we'll need a 2x2 plate. Picture, slope, and a tool slope. So we get our plate and our slope there. Stick these in there, the one there, and our flower goes on top just down there. Again, put that to the side. Get a 2x4. Then you're going to add a 1x2 to the top and a sloped one at the front there. We'll then add a dark tan 1x1 plate. And we'll have a cheese wedge, 1x2 brick, Erling brick. We'll then add one of these fern pieces, these new pieces, and then a slope, and there's a fern piece here, and another one on top of that, something like this. And we just add that slope piece to fix those into position, and then on this Erling brick here we're going to add just a leaf. That's then going to fill in this gap. Just down there. So we've got some foliage. Then we get a 2x2 brick. We're going to add slope again, smaller slope, and a cheese wedge. This then should hopefully fit in here, but it doesn't. added that into that gap there, so it's filled up. Then we'll move over to this section over this side, and we're going to need an Erling brick, another fern piece, we've got a couple of 1x2 bricks, cheese wedge, and a taller sloped piece, and our 1x2 there, and another one over there. Ooh, another one over there. Well, that was a sloped piece. And we'll add our Erling brick with a cheese wedge into the middle. And then our fern piece, we'll add that over there by the stairs. Then we have a very large arch piece, a 1x1x3, 2x2 slope piece, 3 1x2s and a 1x1, and this time we're going to go behind the waterfall. Going to add the large arch piece across the waterfall. Then we add a 1x2, 1x1, the 1x2. Then we've got the larger sloped piece, another 1x2, and our 1x1. Just going to go into the corner over this side. Then building up on that again, we get 3 1x1s, a couple of 1x2 bricks, 1x2 slope brick, 3 inverted slope bricks, 1, 2, 3, and we have a 1x2 with a single stud in the middle. So start off with, we stick our inverted piece there, and we've got our 1x2. The inverted piece as well goes on there, and one on there with a 1x1 next to it, and another 1x1. Then we have a 1x2 with a stud on the side, another 1x2 and a 1x1, and our slope. Oh, that was our slope piece there. Interesting. And one goes in on that side. Then we get a 2x4, we've got a 2x6, 2x3, and a couple of 1x2 tiles. And add the 1x2 tiles to the yellow brick and the dark tan brick. Then we're going to add our 2x6 across here, 2x3 in there, and 2x4. Oh, something's fell over there. That's probably what was stopping that going in earlier. Oh. And our 2x4 goes across over here. He says a bit of a tight squeeze there, but that's fitting the top there. Then we've got a 1x8. We need 3 1x2 bricks. 1, 2, 3. We've got another 1x1. 2 slope bricks. We've got some trans clear ones. Start with a 1x2 down here, and a 1x8 brick goes right across. Then we've got a 1x2, We have a sloped brick, another 1x2, then at the top here of the waterfall we have a trans blue piece, slope piece, 1x1 piece. We also have a cheese wedge that goes onto a 1x2 plate, and then we have a 1x2 trans blue brick goes on top for our waterfall to form. Then we have a 1x4, another slope, another inverted piece, 1x4 tile, and a steeper sloped piece. It's going to stick the tile right across our 1x4 brick, and that's going to go across here. And we'll have our slope brick, and I have inverted piece there, and that slope piece there. Then building this up again, we'll need one of these cutaway pieces, an Erling brick, 2 steep slope pieces, cheese wedge, and 2 1x1 plates. Start with this cutaway, steep slope piece goes on, Erling brick goes on the other stud, then we'll stick the cheese wedge into that. Then we'll stick a couple of 1x1 plates on top. Then we'll add another steep slope piece, and then this piece fits into that corner piece there. So we're getting a bit of a piece that looks like that. Then we get 2 large panel pieces here. One goes across here, the other on this side. Then we'll spin round to what our waterfall looks like at the moment. So you can see it forming there. We need to fill in this gap here. For that we'll get these 1x2 by thirds. We have a wedge, slope brick, a couple of wedges there, and a slope. We stick these 2 together first. This piece and this piece. Stick it on its side. Stick these together. That's going to stick in the middle here. This rock in the middle of the waterfall. Then to finish this bag off, we have a slope piece, a tile, a couple of leaves. Also seem to have an extra 1x2, which is interesting. So I missed that somewhere. A 2x2 round with a stud in it and a flower piece. Set the flower piece on the plant, it goes up here, stick slope behind that, and up here we'll stick our 2x2 round leaf on it, and our tile just goes across this side there. We do have an extra 1x2, so I've probably missed that somewhere, so that might crop up at some point. But that's the end of bags 15. So now bags 16 and 17 need to be opened at the same time for this next bit. What time is it? Bag 16, 17. So now we're going to build a bit of detail kind of in this section here. For this we need one of these castle window pieces. We also need 4 reddish brown tack pieces. We need a double jumper tile. We need a 1x1 black with an upward facing clip. A semicircle tile. I think that's it. So this is, I think, building a bit more of the forge now. So we're going to put the window piece panel in here, and then we're going to build a little table. We also need a 1x2 jumper. So to start with, we stick the 1x2 jumper in the middle of our double jumper like that. Then we're going to add the taps into the bottom to give us the legs of the table. And on top we're going to stick our clip on one of these and tile on the other. So there's our little table. That's going to go just in front of the window we just added in, so it looks like that. Then a millstone to sharpen the swords is next. So to do that, we're going to get hopefully a 2x2 plate in dark bluish grey, and a 1x2. We also need a panel piece like that. We need a little Titanic pin, a 2x2 round plate, 2x2 round tile with a hole in the middle, and a Technic piece like this. So to start us off, we stick the plates together, and we're going to stick a panel piece in front. Then we're going to add the tile and the 2x2 round together, stick our pin crossways through that like this, and then clip that Technic piece, and then that clips in there. So there's our little millstone to sharpen the swords. That's going to go next to our little bench that we just created, just over there. Then we need to stick a lamp so we can see what we're doing. So we've got the lamp piece, trans yellow 1x1 round of course, and then we'll stick a Technic claw into the top of that. That's going to go into the 1x2 we stuck in with a stud on the side. So I'll show it to you. There it's just hanging, move it over, just hanging there, the little lamp above the desk. Then we're going to add some columns either side for like the entranceway. So for this we're going to need 4 1x2 with the round ends. We need 6 log bricks, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to need a couple of 1x1 bricks. So we pair these up. I'm going to create 2 of these. And then these are going to go, one's going to go this side, other one this side, just resting on top to give us this entranceway like this. Then we're going to connect them together with a large arch piece again, and we have another panel piece as well. So we'll stick the large arch piece across, and then our panel piece goes in this wall of the armory like that. So you can see there's the entrance way. Next up we need a 1x1 brick, a couple of 1x2 plates and a 1x1 plate. What I'm going to do is add the 1x1 brick here and our 1x2 plate there to connect the arch to the columns each side, and then our 1x1 plate just goes on that side. Then we need a little smaller plate panel, one of these. We have a 1x8 plate and a brick, and stick the plate and brick together, and these are going to run across here. Our black panel then sits on this side, so a little black panel just goes in this side. It's a bit dark. Put that to the side, and we're going to build the forge that's going to sit inside the armory. So we start with a 2x2 brick. I'm going to stick a plate 1x2 into the base of that. Then we get a 2x8 plate. Stick that in front like this. Then we need a 2x4 plate. We have a red bracket, a 1x2 brick, and an earling brick. Stick the earling brick in front over here, 1x2 there, our 2x4 plate, and then our bracket of this. Then we're going to get a teal 1x2 and some 2x2s modified with studs on the side. They're going to go on top here, and our teal piece goes across the bracket. Then we've got a 1x3 piece. We also have some trans orange pieces, so we've got two 1x1 rounds, and we've got two cheese wedge pieces in orange to give us some flames. 1x3 goes across here. Just starting with the flames then in the forge, like that. Then we need a lime green 1x1 rounds, a 1x2 and some flames. These are big flames, or horses' tails, or feathers in hats. I'm going to stick these into the 1x1 rounds. Give us some flames there in the forge, and the 1x2 and the lime green piece just go up there. Then we need some 1x1s with studs on the side, two of these, and a 1x2 and a slope piece. Add the 1x2 to the one at the back already. Slope piece comes in the front, and then either side of the fire we're going to add these 1x1s with studs on the side like that. Then we need an arch piece. We have got a couple of inverted slope pieces, a larger slope piece, and another slope piece here. So the arch piece of course goes across the back over the flames, and our two inverted pieces just come in front here and here. Large slope piece, small slope piece down this side. To fit it together. Then we've got another 1x1 brick. With an earling brick. A 2x2 brick. Somewhere. A downward facing bracket piece. Downward facing bracket piece goes on the end to match the other one. Then our 2x2s over here, and a 1x1 and an knurling brick. Then we're going to get some plates together, so we get a 2x4, we also get a 1x2 with 2 studs on the side, 1x4, a couple of 1x1s, couple of corner plates, stick these together, and our 1x1s at the front, so a little bit off. 2x4 then goes across the top, and then we'll stick this 2x2 in the middle. This piece then sits above, create the archway of the forge. Then we need a 1x4, another couple of 1x2s, and another inverted slope piece. This time the slope piece is on this side. 1x4, 1x2 like this. Do a bit of a repeat here, so another 1x4. Got a 1x1 with a clip on it, a black 1x1 round, and an inverted sloped brick. Stick that above our owning brick here, on our 1x4 cross. Add these to the ends. Next up, a 1x2 with a handle on. We have a downward facing bracket this time. Another 2x2 brick, a 1x2 with a handle piece moulded on it, and a couple of 1x2 plates. Downward facing bracket again goes on the end. Then we have our 2x2. Stick our 1x2 plates and our handle one together, and they just go at the front like that. Then we get a 1x1x5. We have another arch piece, a 1x2 with studs on the side, regular 1x2. It's a very involved forge, this one. 1x2. We've got another 1x1 with a clip, and we've got a couple more 1x1 plates. So 1x1x5 goes at the back here. Then we stick our 1x1 at the front, and the 1x2 with studs on the side. Our archway goes across the back, 1x2 at the front here, and then we stick these plates together. And that takes up the last point at the front. Then we have a wedge piece. Got it somewhere. Where are you? Can't see. There it is. That one, we have a macaroni, couple of macaroni tiles, and we have 4 quarter tiles as well. So now we're gonna first off stick the rock piece like in the front, then we're going to stick over the top here our macaroni pieces for the front of the forge. Then we add these quarter tiles at the front. Access to the forge there. Just straighten them off. Then on the side here we're going to add a 2x4 slope piece and a 1x2. Fits in there and there like that. And with that done, bring this back in. This is now going to fit in front of this black panel that we stuck in earlier. And there's our forge now in position over this side. Now we're going to build a next separate section. So we do a 4 by 8. Going to add a tile 1 by 2 in the top. Then we have a 1 by 4 tile, panel piece, a 2 by 2 plate, 1 by 2 tile, 1 by 2 plate, you'll see a couple of 1 by 2 plates together there. Then we have 2 1 by 2 bricks and another 1 by 1 with a clip on it. Going to add these here and here, then stick our clip piece in there. We have an Erling brick, and we have a slope piece, goes in to make this. Not sure exactly what this is going to be yet. Then we've got a reddish brown curved piece like this. We have a hinge joint piece, plate, an inverted slope piece, and a 1 by 1 plate. Throw it over the desk. Curved piece goes into our clip piece here. Inverted piece next to the Erling brick. 1 by 1 plate on top of the Erling brick. And then our hinge clip piece in. Then we have a Z-shaped brick, another curved piece, and a leaf piece. Leaf piece goes into the Erling brick. Curved piece in here, Z piece in the middle. Then we have another leaf somewhere, and a reddish 1 by 2 tile. The leaf goes on the inverted piece on there. Reddish brown tile goes across. Then we've got a downward facing bracket, goes on the end here, and we've constructed something that looks like this. And we're going to add that to the side of the forge, top of the forge even, so it's going to run across the top here. So now we've added that across the forge there. And we've got another slope brick, 1 by 2 plate, upward facing bracket, and some sloped pieces again. We'll stick the plate and the bracket together and add our slope pieces at the back. These go into the side. There's some studs that are still left, and a 1 by 2 slope as well. Just added them in there because that was empty. Then we make a doorway entrance to this, so we get a 2 by 8. Onto this we're going to stick a jumper tile at each end. The 1 by 2 plate goes on next at each end. Then we get a couple of 2 by 2 tiles in the middle. That's the start of our entranceway. Then a similar pattern we saw earlier, we'll get 4 log bricks. We'll get a couple of jumpers in dark tan. And we'll get 6 1 by 2 round ends. alternate those, stick a jumper in the top. These will go onto the plates that we added. Then we've got some 1x1x3s and a couple of 1x1 plates. These go into the jumpers inside, as well as the plates going on top. This doorway. Then we get some 1x2s with studs on both sides. They connect our columns together. Then we have some inverted slope pieces and a couple of 1x1 bricks. Then we get a 1x8 tile. We're going to add a 1x3 brick onto one side. Then we're going to add a 1x1 plate and then another 1x2 with studs on into the middle. Then another 1x3. That's then going to connect here across the top to make our a bit more of a doorway. Looks something like that. Then of course we get some macaroni tiles here. We're going to add these to give us an arch. Go on each side. Looks like this. Then with these holes we've got left, we're going to add some flames. So we need these 1x1 rounds, tonic claws, and some little flame pieces. Stick the claws into the 1x1 round, and then we'll add the little flames to give us a little torch like this. The right way around. Then these will go in either side here and here. Flames to the entranceway. None on that side. It's just asked to do 2. If we go here, this is now going to go at an angle across this way. There's our entranceway into the armory. With that done, we're going to add a bit more on top here. So we get a couple 1x4 tiles, a wedge plate, and we have another sloped piece. Add these tiles across this archway. And then our wedge piece there. Next up, to add a bit of foliage, we start with a bracket piece and a 1x2 plate, stick them together. We've got a cheese wedge and a sloped piece. And we add a 1x4 tile to the bracket piece. Then we get one of these wedge pieces, add another bracket and a leaf. Connects to the tile like this. Then we're going to add some fern pieces. Another swoop piece to make sure they're connected in. And this is going to go across the top of our forge there. We'll also need some more fan pieces and another slope piece and 3 1x2 tiles. We'll stick the 2 fan pieces together again. And again, we have a slope piece. This goes just in front here, hopefully. Then our tiles go on top around this hinge piece. Then sort of a bit of a tree, I guess. We've got a tusk. We have a candle for these flicky towels and a toothpiece. Start with, we'll stick the tusk into the candle piece. And we'll stick a toothpiece onto the end of that, like this. It's going to add detail here. It's going to go into the Erling brick. Give us a bit of a root there. Then we've got some clips, so we add the tusk into that one. That into there, so then we end up with all these tusk pieces above the forge. Doing that, keep knocking this off. Then we need a clip piece, a tusk piece and a trunk piece. Add our clip to the tusk. Then clip to the handle piece. And then our trunk piece goes in an Erling brick. Stuck in earlier. There's like lots of tree roots and things going on around the forge. And that's the end of bag 17. So I think we'll do one more bag today. It's getting quite hot up here. So we'll at least get to see Gimli and open up bag 18 next, and then we'll stop for this week. So we started on bag 10 today. We'll finish probably on bag 18 now. Not too bad. And then you can join me next Sunday, part 3. So first up, we've got Gimli to build. So there's a head piece. Got his head, his legs, some hair there, big beard. And where's his torso? There it is. So there's these slightly large legs. He's got a tunic piece printed on the front and the back. He does have a beard that also has a ponytail at the back as well. One printed expression on his face, which of course you can't really see because he's going to be hidden behind a moustache. And you have the option of either having him with his hair or with his helmet. Go over his helmet, so he's got his battle pieces there. No axe with him as such. So now we're going to turn our attention back to the waterfall scene over this side. And we need a couple of 2x4s, a couple of 1x2 plates. 2x2 brick, cheese wedge, 2x4, a plant leaf, and an inverted slope piece again. We start with a 2x4, we stick the 2x2 plate on top, then a 1x2, then we'll stick the inverted piece into the two of those. Also there's an earning brick which I didn't catch. Stick the earning brick in then, and then we'll stick our leaf into that. That's going to sit up here, have a look at it. Then we run a 1x4 brick across, 2x2 there, 2x4 across there. Then we have a 1x2 plate, and then our little cheese wedge just goes on there to start to add some more detail to the cliff on the side. Then we've got a slate brick, another couple of these 1x2s for the third. A couple of these corner rock type pieces and a large slate piece. Stick these two together. Slope and a wedge. Then flip it on its side. Add the wedge in. And that piece, we end up with something that looks like a big rock. This then is going to go in this big gap we've got down this side here. So it gives us this more of a rock face there, which is quite cool. Then we put that to the side. We're going to build a big archway now, actually the bridge that's going to go across this river. So we start with a 2x4. And then we get a 4x4, then we get a 2x4, stick that on top. And we stick another one on top of that. And we have a double cheese wedge, goes in the middle on that side. Then we get two 2x3s, stick them on. Then we get a masonry brick, a 1x4 brick, and a 2x3 brick, and that goes on. Then the other side of the double cheese wedge, we're going to stick these large arch pieces. So we've got two of these from the base of our bridge. Next up we need a large slope piece somewhere. Where is it? One of these, a 1x4 and a 1x1. Stick the 1x4 across to connect the two arch pieces together, and our slope piece and our 1x1 goes on. Next up is another slope piece. We'll have a cheese wedge somewhere, 1x2 and cheese wedge. Gonna add the cheese wedge onto the plate. That's going to go in front of our 1x1 we just stuck on, and then we add the other slope next to it. Then we get a 2x3 plate somewhere, double cheese wedge and two 1x2 plates, 1x2 plate onto the edge of that, then a cheese wedge, another 1x2 on top, and then that's going to go in the middle there between our archways. Then we get some more longer slope pieces, one of those, one of these, add that either side here, and then we add two 1x4 plates to extend the archway even further for the bridge. Put that to one side, get another couple of 1x4s, plates, snap them together. Then we have a double cheese wedge, goes in between. And with that in place, we stick our other arch pieces. We'll connect these with a 1x4 brick here and a 1x4 plate under here. Then we have a masonry brick, a 2x3 brick goes on next. Then we add a 1x4 plate on top here, run along the back. A 1x2 tile and a 1x1 plate. We can then connect that to the opposite side of our bridge. Oh, there's it, snaps it off. So bridge forming there. Then for the top of the bridge, to make it sort of an arch, we get a 4x4, we're going to stick a 2x4 slap bang in the middle. There's also a note here that says, because this bridge has no handrails, we added plenty of studs to its surface to make it safe for minifigures. It's good to see they're caring about the minifigures. Then we've got these curved pieces, they're going to go on either side. We'll then add some 1x1 plates on top, so we can position minifigures on the top of the bridge if we want to. Then we're going to add these larger curved pieces either side, and finish off with the other curved pieces. Gives us the top of the bridge, and then we can stick these right across like that. So there's our bridge. Now with that formed, if we come back over here, this is going to sit across this part. So we can just push this down into position there. So now we have a cool bridge to cross the stream, the river. Then we're going to build up this piece here, which keeps falling off, so it's probably a good thing. So we've got a slope, we've got a plant, we've got another fern piece, sloped piece, one 1x2, and then a couple of sloped 1x2s. Start with a large one. We're going to stick the plant on top here. It's going to go at an angle like that. And we start with a 1x2. Start with a 1x2. Stick slope piece on like this. And another one underneath. And we've got our fern piece and our slope piece goes on top, hopefully, like this. And then that sits next to that side there. So we've got the fern sticking on that side of the river. Then we put that to the side again. Start with a 4x6 plate. We're going to use a red plate with a clip facing up. Two of these go in the top corner. Then we have a teal 1x2, 2x2 modified. Two of those go on, so there's no hang here. So we add a 1x2 underneath. Then we do another row, so we start with a teal modified one, two of these, and a 1x3 tile. Then we add a corner plate to the top here. This then can be added to this top section where the bridge comes together. This just fits in onto the top there. Then we need a little staircase which is going to go on this side as well. So for that we're going to need quarter plate. We've got another couple of 1x2 tiles. We have a macaroni tile, a leaf, a plant, and a quarter tile. We start with the quarter tile plate, stick a 1x2 on that in each corner. Then we have a quarter tile in the middle, and we add our macaroni around the ends. That then presses on here as a little step. Then our flowers go together. I'm going to add them to this gap sitting on there. Next up we need a 1x8 plate, 2x4, a 2x2 brick, a couple of these longer sloped pieces, a couple of 2x2 plates, and a 1x1 round black. First off, we'll add 2x2 plates and bricks together. Go in here, and we have our slope brick goes in there, and we have our long plate runs along here. Going to add our 2x4 and our 1x1 just there, and then our final slope goes here. And with that, I've got missed up here. Move over a stud. Just like that. Next up, we've got an upward facing bracket and a downward 1x4 bracket and 2 double cheese wedges in olive colour. And we're going to add double cheese wedges to this bracket. It's going to sit on this side next to it, and our upward facing bracket goes in that gap. Then we need a 2x8 slope brick, a longer slope there, 1x1 plate and a 1x1 tile. Just going to add over to this side. Put that in there, that on there, so it's all level. Then we get some tiles, so we've got some 2x4s, 2x2s, another fan piece and a 1x2 tile. I'm just going to tile this piece over. We'll stick our fan in this gap here. Really 3 fan pieces. Again, we stick 2 together. They're going to sit in this gap. Then we've got 2x4, 2x2, 1x2 in there, and then 2x4 in there. Then we've got another 1x2 tile, corner one, a large sloped piece, a couple of 1x2 plates, 2x2 and a double cheese wedge. Stick the 2 1x2s together. They're going to stick on this bracket on the side. Double cheese wedge goes in front. Then we've got our long sloped piece. We'll stick the 2x2 and this wedge together. That fits in there. And our 1x2 tile goes on top of our fan there. Now with that done, we've got to build a further staircase. It's probably one of the last things we'll do now in this bag and today. So we start with a 2x4, stick a 1x2 with a handle, 2 of those on, a 2x2, and another 2x2 on there. Then we need a 1x2 plate. Then we've got a masonry brick, 1x2 tile, one of these curved bricks here, and one of these curved bricks, and we stick a 1x1 plate on top. Then we have the large curved brick, course, goes on, and then we have a 1x1 tile. So there's a bit of a staircase created there. So with our handle pieces here, we're going to connect them to the clips in there. And magic, we have another winding staircase. And I think that's it for today. Yes, that's the end of bag 18. So you can kind of get a feel for where we're at today. We've built the bridge, we've got the waterfall formed and the river, and the forge is inside, outside, and then we've got some armory starting to form. We'll pick this up from next week then. So let's go back to the main camera. Get you a feel for what we've done today. So this is our next section. So you can see we've got the bridge just formed here, we've got the waterfall running down, we've got some mushrooms at the back, some frogs, got the armory forming there with a millstone in, a workbench, and then over this side we've got the forge, with lots of roots and things going on. So this is, we've also uncovered Gimli today, so we've got this minifigure, and I think it's Gimli's dad is the other one as well, so the king of the miners, I think. And also today, of course, we finished off the other section which we started last week, so we've got this large tower now all integrated into what we built last week. So that's it up to bag 18 we've completed now, so we'll pick up next week same time from bag 19. As I said, there's about 50 bags in this set, so we're not quite halfway, so expect to see a few more streams coming up over the rest of the month to finish this one off. And as Brandon mentioned earlier, if you go over to the community tab, you want to vote on what we do next. He told me that Pac-Man is in the lead, but we've also got the Tower of Orthanc, which is another Lord of the Rings set from a few years back that we could build as well. So let me know what you'd like to see us stream, probably from next month. And as I said, join me next weekend to continue the build from bag 19 onwards, and we've got Arwen as the next minifigure to uncover, and we can continue building up the gazebo. Probably finish this section next week, ready then to start on to the main section which goes in between these two we've built so far. So whatever you're doing for the rest of your weekend, if you enjoy yourself and stay safe, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the stream, and join me next Sunday at 2 o'clock British Summer Time to continue the build. Till then, stay safe, see you then.